Have you ever felt like your English is, grammatically correct, but it just doesn't sound right? Well, today we're going to unlock the secret to sounding more natural. It's all about collocations, words that just love to stick together. And we're going to focus on two things we never seem to have enough of: time and money.
I mean, think about it. Why does make a decision sound perfect, but do a decision just feels weird? It's a great question, right? And it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today.
Well, the answer is a single word: collocation. It's basically a fancy term for words that are best friends. They just naturally hang out together. And trust me, getting a handle on these word pairs is a massive leap towards sounding truly fluent. Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to start with something pretty fascinating. In English, the way we talk about time and the way we talk about money are so similar. It's like the language itself thinks they're the same thing.
And here is where it gets really cool. Just look at these three verbs: spend, save, and waste. We use the exact same words for both our money and our time. That old saying, time is money, yeah, it's literally baked right into the English language.
Let's take spend. You can spend a lot of time studying for an exam, and you can spend a lot of money on new shoes. See? In both cases, you're using up a resource that you value.
And the same exact pattern works for save. Taking the bus might save you time on your commute, just like putting some cash aside every month saves you money for a big purchase. It shows we think of both as something precious we can keep for later.
And of course, there's waste. You can absolutely waste your time on a pointless argument, just like you can waste your money on something that breaks in 5 minutes. The big takeaway here is pretty powerful. Learn this one set of verbs, and you've just learned how to talk about two of the most important concepts in life. Pretty efficient, right? But, the similarities don't go on forever. So now, let's look at the phrases that are unique only to time. These are the special combinations that give our conversations about schedules and deadlines their own unique flavor.
So for example, if you get to the movie theater a little early, you might browse some shops to kill time. You're just doing something to pass the minute. On the other hand, if you really want to learn guitar, you have to set aside time to practice. You're actively dedicating a part of your schedule to it.
And it's not just verbs. We have special adjectives too. The time you have after work or on the weekend, that's your free time. But that special time you spend with your family, with your phone turned off, giving them your full attention, that's something else entirely. That's quality time.
Okay, listen up, because this one is subtle but super important. If a meeting starts on time, it starts exactly when it was supposed to, at 10:30 a.m. on the dot. It's about being punctual. But if you arrive in time for the last train, it means you got there just before it left. You were early enough to catch it. It's a tiny little word that makes a huge difference.
All right, let's shift gears. We've talked about the clock, now let's talk about the wallet. Here are some of the key phrases that belong only to money. This is the real vocabulary of your bank account and your budget.
So remember how we don't do a decision? Well, we don't do money either. We make money or we earn money from our jobs. And when we take out a loan, the ultimate goal is to pay off that debt completely.
And here is another classic mix-up: borrow versus lend. It's actually really simple. It's all about your perspective. If you need money, you borrow it from someone. You are taking it. If you have extra money, you can lend it to someone. You are giving it. Easy, right?
And of course, there are some great noun phrases you hear all the time. If you buy a jacket that's amazing quality for a low price, that's a good value for money. The plan you make for your spending each month, that's your budget. And all those little coins jangling around in your pocket, that's just spare change.
Whew, okay. So we have covered a ton of ground. But just listening to me talk about these phrases is only the first step. The real magic happens when you actually start using them yourself.
And that's really the whole point, isn't it? The single biggest thing you can do to sound more fluent is to start dropping these natural word combinations into your everyday conversations. It's what makes you sound less like a textbook and more like, well, you.
All right, pop quiz. How would you finish this one? We arrived at the airport just blank to catch the plane. What do you think? On time or in time? I'll give you a second. And the answer is in time. You got it. They didn't just get there punctually. They got there with enough time to spare to actually get on the plane. It's that little distinction that makes all the difference. Nice work.
So, what's next for you? Here's a super simple plan. First, just take a minute to review the phrases we went over. Second, go try some of the practice exercises in the source material. And third, this is the most important one, start making your own sentences. That is how you truly make these phrases stick.
So I'll leave you with a final question. Now that you're thinking about this, what other word friends, what other collocations have you noticed out there in the wild? Keep your ears open. They are absolutely everywhere, and once you start noticing them, you'll start using them.